Hello and welcome to today's Sunshine Prepper News. I'm Willow, the Sunshine Prepper, here to spread a bit of positivity on the unavoidable doom and gloom. I've missed you all the last 2 weeks, more on that at the end, but you're here for the sunny side up of the news. Let's get into it. Today, in part to make up for lost time, I'm going to cover a bit on a bunch of different topics, so buckle your seatbelt and put on your shades and sunscreen because here comes the sunshine. Of course, that means it's time to get your weekly dose of goofy giggles in, especially since you had a break. Let's do a solid 10 seconds of laughter. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, I don't know about you, but I feel good after that. All right, I will address first the thing that I least like to address. As time goes on, though, I feel like it's long-term more detrimental to hide from the topic, but American politics, real quick. Gag reflex from the putrid corruption aside, I'm sure you heard Trump was found guilty on all 34 charges. And to be honest, what bit of this I followed, it seemed like a jury of sane peers wouldn't be able to get a conviction, but we're in clown world and I don't know what the heck is going on in New York. I think it'll lose on appeal, but how long that'll take is, I don't know. And at that point, is the process actually the punishment? I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the guy, but it smells fishy. But hopefully, soon some of that fish will get cleared up when our legal system is able to provide a firm and just outcome for Hunter Biden. I haven't looked into what his trial is about enough, something about a gun, but I look forward to finding out more about the details and watching how justice plays out. At the end of the day, I think my biggest petty bone is why no one is in jail for the cocaine in the White House, but hooray! Now that that's over with, on to the next topic. Let me refresh your palate with a random nugget of hope, something much more fun. Hope that despite our species' collective assaults on nature, she remains unwavered. There is a new fungus among us out in the ninth tragic wonder of the world, known as the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. A brand new species of plastic-eating fungi has emerged. It isn't going to make a huge impact, at least not yet, but it's kind of cool. I mean, we got to take whatever wins we can get, right? Nature finding a way to digest plastic feels like a solid win to me. All right, up next, we have the first confirmed human casualty of H5N1 in Mexico. I think it was a gentleman, but they had no former contact with chickens or other animals, and so the current suspicion is on mice. And in New Mexico, so stateside, 11 household mice have tested positive for H5N1. They were in close proximity to infected dairy herds, but there is now a growing concern about mice spreading it. And for whatever reason, that reminds me of a headline on how rats were spreading the bubonic plague in New York only a few short years ago. So woohoo! Bird flu is likely headed to a rodent near you. Up next, there were 3 water mains that broke in Atlanta around the same time. And then I hear a rumor, not confirmed yet, that a suspicious amount of, more than one water mains have recently broken in another major city. Something to keep an eye on. Is it infrastructure sabotage? Is it just infrastructure aging? Haha, trick question, because it won't matter to you either way if it happens, because you're going to be under a boil water advisory or worse if something like this happens in your area. So make sure you keep plenty of water and filters in your preps. Water is life. It's pretty important. Also, on the topic of water, you may want to check in with your local treatment plant. Some places are starting to switch to chloramine instead of chlorine gas to clean the water, and these things do not off-gas the same. It can have a negative effect on your garden. I'm not sure how much really. It would definitely kill your fish if you tried to off-gas it like it was chlorine gas. So just something to be aware of if you're using municipal water. Okay. Time for the last update, the Sunshine Prepper update. Don't panic. I'm not going away. Well, sorta, but not all the way. So when I started, I was an independent body, and right now I am a host body, a luxury hotel preparing to spawn a brand new human unit. If my awkward jumble of words flew by you, I think in normal person speech they say, "Hey everyone, I'm pregnant." But who needs normal people if clown world is the new normal? Anyways, to cut straight to the point, I do have to step away from focusing on the doom and gloom for a bit because I didn't last time and all my milk dried up early. It was no bueno and it was during the formula shortage, so that was kind of stressful at times. I'm also continuing to have the intense all-day version of morning sickness. Is not great. And my body's kind of like, hey, slow down and sleep more. So the hope is to migrate into a sort of bubble of blissful ignorance as much as possible through the end of the year. I'm due in October, so we're a little over halfway through baking this new pie. And while I can't focus on the doom and gloom, that means I can dedicate my focus more to the sunshine. So, yeah, that's the plan. I'll still be over on my new podcast, the Sunshine Prepper Podcast, putting out roughly 20-minute episodes weekly. And so keep an eye out on that and keep your fingers crossed, but don't hold your breath. There's a plan in the works for a few silly Sunshine Prepper Spanish shorts. Have you ever wondered how to say beans, bullets, and band-aids in Spanish? Or how to say 2 is 1 and 1 is none? Well, my Spanish-speaking husband and I plan to help the prepper community out with a bit of some edutainment. Is that what you call educational entertainment? Anyways, that is the news, and those are my updates. I love you all so much for being on this adventure with me. I look forward to when I can do some news segments again, but I gotta practice what I preach, and this is my way of putting on my oxygen mask first, if you know what I mean. So, this has been Willow, the Sunshine Prepper, signing off the news for a bit. Let's laugh our way out of here! Ha 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 hee 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 ha 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 ha. Bye everyone, I'll see you soon.